Hi, Tokyo Tops.
Hi, Tokyo Tops.
Hi, Tokyo Tops and Bottoms.
Hi, so today we have Shohei with us, and he is dressing up like a teacher.
Over the months, we've got a lot of comments regarding sort of BL manga, and so we wanted to bring Shohei on because he's a little bit of an expert.
When did you start getting into BLs and stuffs?
My first encounter was when I was a kid. The TV show called Cardcaptor Sakura was on.
But that's not BL though.
It definitely has the BL elements.
I'm a virgin to BL, basically. I'm excited to learn different genres and maybe hear some recommendation for you to tell me where should I start?
The first one is yaoi.
Yaoi is English, which means BL. ちょっとエロいやつ。
山なし、意味なし、オチなし。
Yes. I think the current yaoi started as fan fiction. It had a lot of sex elements to it. It doesn't have really good story. Fujoshi and Fudanshi. Okay, both.
Fujoshi, Fudanshi.
So people who like BLs. So Fu is rotten.
Yes.
And Danshi and Joshi is girls and boys. So rotten girls, rotten boy. I don't know why you're reading BL like you're Fu. Like that, I don't know.
You're nasty.
Fushicho.
It's the same thing as Phoenix?
Yeah.
Does it mean that someone like BL so much? 不上司不男子のレベルアップみたいな感じでしょ?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. You know so many words.
I'm on the next level, yeah.
And next one is namamono.
Just nama. Is it doesn't mean no mosaic? No condom?
Does the nama here mean fresh?
It's more live.
They're fucking a living person. Not like a dead person.
I mean, I'd like to think you were fucking a living person.
There's an actual person involved in the fan fiction. For example, Japanese idols. Those people are alive. And they...
この本人をベースしてみたいな。Okay.
Taking those characters out of the person and make a story out of it. Homo Yuri.
Me. Lesbian.
Yuri's lesbian, Homo's gay.
Yeah.
Do you put them together and then you get bisexual?
Homo Yuri means the relationship between gay bottoms. It describes this channel so well. This is Homo Yuri.
Homo Yuri.
Homo is supposed to be a little bit of a gay star here, so I don't think this is a good word, but it describes kind of well. The next one is wanko.
It's gotta be puppy play and shit like that, right?
No, I got it. 犬のような性格の人。例えばvery you know
That's what
I'm
I'm
very
saying.
No, that's not dog play. It's not sexual.
How can your personality be like a dog?
Actually, Ben, it's correct.
Is it a fake sort of shallow love? Because I'm thinking, because we have in English, we have the phrase puppy love, but I feel like this is different.
It's like dog. They want to chase. If they like you, they chase you, right? You go anywhere, they just follow you.
Yes.
Like a little puppy. I guess that's what we can say in English. They follow you around like a puppy.
I recommend 抱かれたい男1位に脅されています. In the current BL world, it's one of the most famous popular title. Next one is Gokudo.
Because they sound very extreme, so I was S&M.
Incorrect.
If I were to make a guess, it would be that they were just extremely good at one particular thing.
Nope.
Oh, I'm actually surprised that you didn't
I don't know this.
You didn't know this. The Gokudo is in the other way to say Yakuza. So the
Oh my god, yes.
main characters are in that kind of field of job. It's called Gokudo genre.
That sounds hot.
さえずる鳥は羽ばたかない。うさぎ男、虎男。The Usagi one is of course
Commoner.
bottom. Yeah, commoner.
Commoner bottom.
He's a doctor and he picks up the Yakuza guy getting hurt on the street
Yeah.
and cure it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And the Gokudo guy is trying to...
That's the one I'm gonna read.
Yeah. The next one is Gekokujo.
Younger top, older bottom.
Halfway.
Oh, shorter guy, fuck taller guys.
Keep going.
Or status, social status.
Oh.
Yes.
Office worker, fuck boss.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's
okay.
definitely a
Student fuck
Gekokujo.
a teacher.
I recommend for Gekokujo it's Cast Heaven. It's about school cars. The school cars top was apparently stepping down, and then the guy who was next to it or like lower trying to like that guy. The last one is Omega Birth.
That sounds weird. Yeah, this is a really weird guess. Men getting pregnant.
Yes, you're right. A specific type of people can get pregnant. That is Omega type.
Yeah,
I really want to get
yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Maybe you should start reading this for your fantasy. Do you have a recommendation of something
Yeah.
for him?
Yeah, for Omega Birth, I actually have a physical book here. It's Sex Pistols.
Andrew, why don't I know so many of these words?
You learn most of your Japanese through textbooks, right? I mean, that's exactly why. These are the type of things that you're not going to learn in a textbook.
So where can I learn real Japanese?
What a good question. We have a school actually here called JLMI. All their lessons are based on current visual media, so they're actually going to use stuff like this specifically to teach you Japanese. If you've ever wanted to work in Japan, they can teach you practical skills that'll help you do so. A lot of webinars are available online, varying from subtitling, voice acting, different webinars on self-marketing. Anything you can think of, they have it.
So that's where I can learn real Japanese.
You have native and non-native level instructors, anyone to suit your needs.
Let's study. 日本語勉強しましょう. Can I ask a question? Is there a word for エロいやつとエロくないやつ?
If you want the raw sex element, you're going into bara.
Bara is a comic of the gays by the gays for the gays.
And that's different from BL because BL is written predominantly by women for women.
Actually, you know what? I think this is more close to my gay reality. Their body features or their personality, I think I can more relate to this one. Instead of being like, oh, I'm like a sports club, like, you know, like...
You son of a bitch.
Maybe they represent you, but there's a lot of people that they don't represent. And so these people are like, where the, you know, the bigger guys, the hairier guys, all these guys, we're not represented in these comics and our desires and stuff. So then the gays are like writing for these people and filling in that gap. I would say that bara is like, doesn't even pretend to tell a story. It's all fucked up from the start. I read a story yesterday. There were two guys who were fighters. So yeah, you probably couldn't connect with them. They were like two macho super fighters who have to go into a ring and they have to kill each other. But then the judge comes in and he's like, the rules have changed. You're not fighting anymore. Now it's the first person who comes loses. And I'm reading this being like, what the fuck am I reading? And it was kind of fun.
Actually, in the commercial BL world, like there is only like skinny model looking type of guys and there's no masculine type. I think it's just not popular for women. The origin of Bara, the magazine called Barazoku, which is for gay people. The main element is definitely sex. It's because the magazines had to sell, right? And like those magazines contains a lot of porn and stuff and trying to attract that crowd. I buy a lot of manga, the work of Tagame Gengoro on Kindle. His stuff include a lot of BDSM themes and power play.
I can read work by Mentaiko, and I quite like it. But once we get into Tagame Gengoro, it's like, it's intense. Yeah, there was like one that I was looking at last night before he raped.
Nope.
So it's really problematic. So I think that's also something that...
Stop saying problematic. It's not problematic if it's on book.
As long as it's an imaginary character in the
Yeah.
settings, I guess it's okay, like no one's hurt.
Then, in the middle of the night, he needed to get up to but he was too lazy, so he asked the guy who was next to him to drink it, so he didn't have to get out of bed.
That's hot. Okay, that's hot. That's very hot.
So he did that, and then again, Sensei, correct me if I'm wrong, he then made Ototo no Otto, which is very soft
Yes.
in comparison.
Maybe that's another side of him.
I remember that title is on the actual like other magazines, not gay magazines. And that way I wouldn't say Ototo no Otto is a bara. That's a general comics that has gay characters in it.
And I guess it's not even BL.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not BL. It has to be BL.
No,
And
because
this one's the same. Like it's on the normal magazines.
Then I don't understand what makes a manga BL. I thought it's just men dating men.
But no, but I also
BLs.
think there is the whole idea of someone who didn't think that they were into men initially, are then
turned into
I don't know how to use these words. They fall in love with the man. If it's entirely two guys who have no care about, they only want guys, I think it feels you're much more of an outsider as a reader at that point. Whereas if it's a guy who just happens to fall in love with another guy, but they could be pansexual or whatever, I think you don't feel as outside. That guy could fall in love with that guy, could fall in love with you.
What makes BL really popular is that like you can just adore the characters and the relationship that those characters have. When one of the characters was like bisexual who could be into you, it's kind of threatening if you didn't like that person, right?
Yes, I'm much more fine liking straight guys.
It's not about you.
No, but if you think about it, because it's not a threat. Because when they come and they respond and say, "Oh, I'm straight," it's not I don't like you. But if you're like into another gay guy or whatever, and then they're like, "I don't like you," it's more
Okay,
of a
then I have a
that way.
counter argument for you then. Then why don't they just read 普通の漫画だったら少女漫画でいいじゃない
Yeah.
But okay, so this is another thing I'm curious about Sensei's answer in this that I hear about BL is that it gives women an opportunity to see men in vulnerable roles that shoujo manga or mainstream Japanese things, even real life, don't allow men to be. If you were to recommend something for Bada, what would you recommend?
I'm gonna recommend Mentaiko. It's the most popular one and safe choice. It's not too hardcore. The other one I would recommend Tsukumogo. Tsukumogo is also a gay artist like who wrote Bara stuff, and it's not very masculine characters. We can relate to those characters
More.
Like it's not Greek god. It's not like hyper masculine.
And thank you very much, Shohei, for coming today. We're
Thank
so
you
happy
so
to have
much.
you.
Thank you, Shohei.
And if you have any recommendations for books, I would read it. So please comment.
But keep in mind, he's probably read what, 3,000? So you have to be getting very, very specific at that point. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.